Hi everyone, today I'm making a figure of the boss Zodiac from Mewgenics. To create Zodiac, I'll need polymer clay, aluminium foil, wire and epoxy putty. First, I make a foil armature for the body, then I cover it with clay and shape it. The foil is just to make the figure lighter. It's cheaper and works great as a filler. Now let's work on the limbs. To keep their shape throughout many baking sessions, I am making a wire skeleton, twisting a wire into the kind of brain. I am keeping the legs simple. In this stage, I am not worrying about perfect balance. The head will be tilted further anyway, and if needed, I can always add the base later. The right arm will stay in natural position. The reference for this figure is this official art from the game. In the left hand he holds a gun. I am sculpting it together with the tail. For strength I am using epoxy putty for the joints, and to create sockets for those joints I poke a hole in the clay, what a bit bigger than a pin. Even after baking, polymer clay stays soft enough to cut with a simple craft knife. Then I add a little fresh clay inside and push the part in. The clay will take the shape under pressure and the limbs won't fall out. But in practice sometimes the part don't go all the way in afterwards, or they get stuck so tight it's hard to pull them out again. I think the clay expands a tiny bit during baking and deforms the socket. Anyway, I fix by careful trimming the inside walls. I feel the head will foil too, otherwise the figure would be too heavy and unstable. I attach ears in place and start working on the head. His head kind of rises above the ear and the edges stick out a lot over the head. If I just slap clay on and let it hand, it would just flop down into the face. Building supports will be way too complicated. So instead, I make a foil template. 2 layers are enough to hold the clay. After baking, nothing collapsed. I finish the top of the head and move on to the poncho. I am sculpting the poncho using the same method. Here's how the figure looks assembled so far. I decided to sculpt on all the limbs. At first, I planned to just paint eyes and teeth, but I thought, let's try sculpting the face instead. If it looks worse, I can always cut it off, adding the beard and eyebrows, and see how the churning out. The figure is almost done. Now it's time for painting. But first, degrease, make some holders and prime all the parts. I quickly made these holders from clothespins and chopsticks. Add some thread and tape and they hold pretty tight. I degrease it soapy water. Primer is acrylic spray. Then edit individual first traits, some wear and tear, and highlighted edges where needed. I'm painting one eye normally. In the game it's blind, but I didn't make it white. The other eye gets this hypnotic style. What do you think? How does it look to you? Write your opinion in the comments. By the way, I have a Discord server. I post all my older creations there, not just figures. Welcome. I also have a Patreon. If you want to support me financially, you're very welcome to. All the links are in the channel description. YouTube still won't let me put them in the video description because the account is too new. Painting is finished, now just varnish and assembly. I'm using acrylic spray varnish. And that's it. Here's the finished Zodiac. Please subscribe to the channel, drop a like, leave a couple of comments. It really helps YouTube promote my work. And tell me who should I make in the next video. Bye.